put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 My lady and I got my shine. Money in my pocket and we're feeling fine. Radio's loud and we're playing Sublime. I think it's gonna be a good day, my oh my. I can't believe I made it this far, it's a miracle. Floating in the clouds now, used to be miserable. Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da, good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze.
What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great evening. I hope that your Saturday night or Sunday morning is treating you well. I figured we're going to have like an emergency sort of moment here where we're going to check out some Bitcoin charts and just really kind of look at it and see what's going on. We might talk about a few other things as we go along, but there's some interesting developments that are happening. And by the way, just Romania. I'm sorry. Please don't bite me. I mean, please don't be mad at me. I didn't mean to call everybody in Romania a vampire. I mean, why would I want to offend all the vampires in the world? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But so anyway, we're going to check out some Bitcoin charts. Real interesting stuff going on right now. Most of you probably were looking at the charts, had no idea, just writing off the weekend, et cetera, et cetera. I think I was too, probably. As you can see here, I erased everything. We're going to start all over, just start remapping and seeing what the day was going to bring. And then I felt like that this is, by the way, this is the new one for the day, but this was yesterday, which ended 3 hours ago, by the way. And then this was Friday's candle, right? So the two candles ended with these massive wicks at the bottom. Last time we got massive wicks like that, boom, we were off to the races. Anytime that's happened, we've been in an upward pattern. So, where are we right now? And as you look at this, you just fell below November. This is the total crypto market cap, by the way. Bitcoin, a lot healthier looking. This is the total market cap, right? So we're looking for $1.032 trillion, and it was down to 997. It felt like the bottom was falling out. That's that short moment of that's that despair that you sometimes feel in the market when you think that everything is crashing down around you, and you just came out of a bear market, and you just got out of this crazy relationship with Bitcoin, and you know that it's about to dump on you, right? You can just feel it. It's about to dump. It's just, you got that feeling, right? And then what do? Then you sell. And that's what's happening right now. You're being manipulated by the market. Now, that's what all of this is. Now, does it mean that there wasn't some valid reasons for market corrections? No, it doesn't at all. You can look at Bitcoin. You can see that it was overbought. You can see, look at this. These numbers are gigantic. This Bitcoin has been way overbought. If I pull up an RSI, then you're going to see how much it's way up in this area here, right? And this down here in the low zones, when you have these crossovers down here, that's when you really start to get those moves, right? So we're obviously due for a correction. We're obviously in need of a breather, right? So this ended up becoming a breather. Now, if I were to look at this and come up with, and this is Bitcoin, by the way, and it looks very similar. We're going to get to it in just a second. But if I look at this, and I'm still seeing an upward pattern, right? But if I come over here to Bitcoin and I start to play this out, right? And remember, we had set this line right here, and this had been trending for the last 6 months or so, right? And it's taking us right up into this pocket, right? Well, now we've got this little bottom area starting to form, leading us upwards. Now, so what we've got is an ascending channel. Where does the ascending channel end? What ends to the bottom? We know that, right? That's the obvious part. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't trend here and start to bust in here and start to do all of this before we have this move, right? So that move's coming. We know that it's coming. But why is it right now? Well, it's not right now. A little bit of nervous sentiment shakes people out, so you have this little bit of a dump. Now, who's nervous and who's feeling bad? Well, the FOMO people who got in up here, the people who said, "Oh, you know what? I might get in on this and see where it goes." Right here. And you also got futures traders who are longing and shorting these areas to see what happens. But generally speaking, retail comes in and they start getting in because of FOMO, right? So they saw this run and they wanted to get in. They wanted to be part of it. They wanted to feel good. Well, now it feels bad for a couple days. So it's got that feeling where, oh no, right? But then let's come in here and let's look. I mean, these things are really bouncing pretty well off of every one of the every level you're testing all the way down. I mean, look at this. It's testing everywhere that you think that it's supposed to be testing, right? And maybe this is going to be better served by pointing it out as right there. But we got these 2 wicks here, which means we've got at least 1 or 2 days of move up. Now, if you got yourself trapped in right here, then let's look at where your reasonable expectation is. If you're on Bitcoin and you happen to buy in somewhere in this 24 range or 23 range, what should you be doing? Well, I would be looking to sell here or up here and taking your loss, right? Because even though this is moving up and even though this is telling me that it's going to have these other moments, this was very pushy. Like you could see it kind of coming through, and now this is starting to, well, I guess that's the wrong tool to show you, but this is not, this looks to me like something that's about to do this. So we might be near the top of where we're going to get. If you remember, we talked about this right here, this golden pocket. Imagine the amount of money that's been thrown at just holding this position to prevent anything catastrophic from happening on the chart, right? And if you look, there were some crypto whales moving. And there was some news here that just popped up not too long ago. Here we go. Whale moves over 100 million. Crypto whale. Crypto whales move over 100,000 Bitcoin to unknown wallets. This has been going on for just a little while, right? And the Daily Hodl has a post here. 215 million in Ethereum was moved to Coinbase and Binance, and 219 million Bitcoin was moved to an unknown wallet. So something big is underway. Now, here's the question. Is any of that being made as a move? And this is where it gets interesting, right? Is any of it being made as a move to stop this momentum? Okay. Now, what if those same whales, and I'm speaking from a conspiracy. What if those whales, they've got shorts in, and they've got to make some markets, right? And they've got huge amounts invested into shorting, and they're going to lose their shorts if 25.3 is pierced, and this thing starts to run. Then they've got some shorts parked in this little space right here, and if you have all your shorts like parked in this area, then guess what? You have to throw a bunch of capital at this in order to prevent it from happening. So what happens? $215,000 in Ethereum moves to Coinbase and Binance, and 219,000 is just moving around for Bitcoin. Now, could be a coincidence, but let me show you the pattern that erupted. In the last 24 hours, 3 Ethereum whales initiated mass transfers to crypto exchanges, Binance and Coinbase. The first transfer sent 92,170 ETH worth 150 from an unknown wallet to Binance and left 1,000 ETH in their wallet worth 1.6 million. Now, that wasn't the end. Several hours later, a separate whale sent 25,360 or 40 million to Coinbase, and they drained their wallet. Then the next one, also 15,110, drained that wallet also. Moved them to Coinbase and Binance. So they're here to protect the price, or to protect and prevent that pump, or maybe there's something else. Maybe they're just selling, but that seems like a lot. That seems kind of excessive. Uh, I wouldn't venture unless we're looking at, and this is possible, by the way. This could be FTX. This could be somebody at Voyager. This could be somebody who's selling. But generally speaking, we know those wallets, so I don't think that that's the case. I think that a whale is out here probably trying to defend 25.3 to prevent it from happening. And of course, Ethereum, since Ethereum is moving a little bit more and a little bit more radical than Bitcoin, that's where that Ethereum money's moving, right? So not to be outdone, a Bitcoin whale then emerges just a little while after that and moves 9,475 Bitcoin worth 219 million between 2 unknown wallets. They don't appear to be headed to any exchanges where they could be sold in the open market, but they could also be used, and they're being set up. Maybe it's a wallet, and maybe these wallets they serve a specified purpose for this person, and they're going to be there to protect some kind of price point or to help pump. I don't know yet, but I assume there's some idea behind what's going on right now. So let's look at what we're seeing overall, right? So we're gonna get rid of all my stupid drawings, and we're gonna look down here, and we're gonna see the MACD. Well, the MACD profile is the last time it ran like this. We got to see a little bit more confirmation on it. This should, if this right here, by the way, if this turns pink, then this is the last time it turned pink here, and we're talking about Bitcoin. Remember, it was this little run here. It was just a couple of days, so we're talking about here to uh, to here, right? And that ran. Here to here, that ran 15% in about 7 days. So let's look for a pink. If we get a pink one over here, if we get a pink, if we get a pink one over on the MACD, I'm going in. You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna see what happens. By the way, my the bot that I've been working on is functioning, and it's you and it's working, and it's running and ranging at about a 62% profit margin right now. So or it's winning 62% of the trades that I got it running. And at this point, I haven't thrown the money into it, but it's running paper trades. By the way, I've also, since we're out here doing stuff, let's see if I have something here. No, I'm not ready to make the announcement yet. But we got a new partner here that we're going to be talking about in very short order. But so let's just stick to what we know before I start getting sidetracked. Now we're on the day chart. Let's move to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, this is where we are right now. So We don't have a crossover and a confirmation. We still got the signal line, and we've still got, and look how low this is right now. This is a negative 347. Now, historically, when we get down into this level and we're down this low, this is the type of run we get on. So let's look at the percentage of this run. So we started, like, let's call it over here. And we went from this MACD number here up to the top, and we went from here up to right there. And where did we cash out there? That's 17%. So, this historically is going to probably give us a pretty big move every single time, right? So, does that mean that we've got a big move coming? Because this is a big negative kind of crossing over. So, um, for the last couple of hours, it looks like we are starting to move back into a more positive direction. As you can see over here, when we have these bottom wicks like this, we had a couple hours moved to the good, then we had a red candle, then we had four more. So there is a quick pattern emerged. It's very early, by the way, but there's a pattern emerging of upside maneuver. Now, as you can see in these right here, there's been a couple of fake outs where we felt like we're getting this little upside or at least sideways sort of movement before dipping down again. So we're going to want to be careful and make sure that we don't get caught in whatever crazy game is going on at this point. So again, this is a risk move right here to pop in at this point. You go to the 2 hour though. In the 2 hour, we're already in the green on the MACD over here. So you're seeing capital entering the market, and it's starting to feel pretty good. Go to the 1 hour, and you can see that it's fully green at this point, and it is it is already moving back into a good position. Now, if we go to Vu Manchu, we can see here that we're still in the negative, and this is like we're in a really good spot. We've minted this big green dot. This is a bullish divergence that happened. It's only on the 1 hour. The 2 hour does not have one. The 4 hour does not have a bullish divergence. The 1 day does not have. The 1 day's got a bearish divergence, and the week candle has a bullish divergence from way back here. But that's not really operating for us at this point right here. So we've got the 1 hour with the bearish divergence or the bullish divergence showing that we're due for a big run. So we'll see what happens, over the next few hours and the next few days as this plays out. So we've got durable goods month over month coming up. That's like Monday, I think. Yeah. So, and then Wednesday, there's the ISM manufacturing PMI, and then the non-manufacturing PMI. So we'll see. There's still going to be things coming out that we'll see, but generally speaking, it looks like we might be at the start of another like clear sort of reversal. But let's get back over here to a couple more things that have happened. Justin Bennett, which I don't trust this guy, by the way. He's one of those guys who's telling me and telling us to buy VeChain a long time ago. And he was like, it's 7 cents. This is a buy. It's 7 cents. This is a buy. And it went down from 7 cents to 1 cent. So I'm not sure I'm all in on his ability, but he has 114,000 followers, and that's not nothing. So Bitcoin 23K is pivotal. Lose that and take out 22.6, and I think we see Bitcoin trend towards 20K to liquidate longs at 20,800, highlighted down here. The question is, do we get a retest of 23.8 first? So that's what we're looking for right now, is this move up here to test 23.8 right now. So if we make this move right here, where does that put Ethereum? That puts Ethereum up right here at 1636. So possibility exists that Ethereum's going to get on a run and Bitcoin's going to get on a run up to 23.8, and then we'll have to make a decision on which way and which direction it's going to go. But as you can see right here, we're already back into some positives, but we're dealing with this negative on the daily and the weekly. look, the weekly is still just balling out. It really is. So, you still have to consider we're looking at these lower time frames and we're saying, well, hey, it looks like something, something negative is happening. Well, you look at the weekly and something awesome is happening. So when you start to zoom out, the only place that you're getting that negative feeling right now is that day chart. The 4 hours have already reversed. 2 hours of the 2 hours already in the green again, and the 1 hour is already pumping. So, listen, hopefully, and look, this has been red for a while on the 2 hour. The last time we got the green, that's what happened. We got the green. So let's get in chat and let's see what's going on. Hope everybody's having a great evening. Gerhardt, we got Gerhardt in the house at 6 a.m. Crypto McDrizzle for Shizzle. What's going on? Richard Nelson, Saturday Night Pump. I think it looks like the Asian markets are going to pick up the pace and start pumping. We got some more information that we're going to go over, but yeah, it does look like it. Are you giving away 20 ETH? Or are we going to watch you take a shit live on TV? Maybe. I'm not sure yet. Maybe. You never know. I mean, I might do it. Nixter, what's going on, man? I'm looking for that good live. Hello. Uproar Entertainment, good evening. Slack Queen Hubby, what's going on, my man? Hobbs is in the house. What's going on? Texas Crypto, Trail Boss is here. Beaver Lumber, Marky Faz, Renga Apes Club, David Wright, Jay-Z, NP07, MDK420, Stephen Kaiser, Velez, what's with Terrarium? So let's talk about Terrarium for just a second here. I don't want to get off topic of Bitcoin for too long, but we are going to talk about Volt for a minute. We are going to talk about so Terrarium launched a version 2, and I got a buddy that got banned from their chat. I'm not sure why, but so you can see Terrarium over here says that they're up 5,504. I'm not sure what that's about. When you come over here and you look at it, it doesn't really make any sense. It's just, they've deducted all of the liquidity and taken everything out of it. So we're going to delete that one. And then we're going to go to Terra 2. When you go to Terra 2, you find this one right here. Now, if I'm right, it just in my mind, if I'm right, it looks like they're down about 10%, right? And the reason that I would say that that it looks like they're down 10% is because 27.39 based on where they were trying to move it, it was at 31. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how this plays out completely, but there's no 7-day. There's just the 24-hour, and the 24-hour looks, it looks like it came down here. Up here from a high of 27 something to 27.40, and like this is where I think everything gets interesting. Now, here's what I will say, and I think that everybody should pay attention to this. If you guys remember when this move was being made, there was $3 million in liquidity. Now there's $2.24 million in liquidity. So I don't know where that liquidity is or went or what it was used for, but that could be Dr. Ramanadu, who is no longer a part of the project, and that he's been voted out. Now, it was my understanding from reading Dr. Praveen that he just was no longer, quote unquote, feeling it, and had decided that he didn't want to burn his share of tokens because, I think that what they were asking was they were asking a lot of the core group. Keep burning your own tokens. And I think they wanted to burn like 1,024 ETH of tokens. Now, could be that I'm misreading some of that, and that 1,024 of ETH that they were burning, they're going to say, well, that was the $1 million and that's where the liquidity went. But I mean, guys, it's a little odd. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's a little odd. By the way, well, I guess I should say, in speaking about Terrarium and their centralized exchange, I'm now also partnered with MEXC. And in the description of this video and in all subsequent videos, you will see that I'm partnered with Crypto.com and with MEXC. And I'm going to be doing my futures trading on MEXC. Now, when they're working with me. When I get that bot up and running, then that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to be running that bot through the futures program over at MEXC. So uh, that's where everything's going to be going. So if you haven't already, you can certainly sign up at the link down below, and then you can track me, and you'll be able to track whatever my progress is when we get this thing up and running. So I still got some kinks to work out, by the way. When I was setting up my, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's test a strategy here. So I'm gonna go with we're gonna get into the Pine editor and we're gonna open up my. All right, so this is my RSI strategy, right? No, ooh, that's not the one. We want my MACD over here. And we want to run my MACD as a strategy, and then we're going to load my script, my MACD over here. All right, so this is what I've got so far. Now, to give everybody kind of an idea, this is a MACD long and short trading strategy with SMA filter. So what I've done is I've created a MACD trading bot that works currently with my trading view, as you can see over here, and it's telling you all of the spots where it would have bought and sold up here in my my chart window. Let me close MACD for a second here. God damn it. Now that I did that, I screwed up. But it will tell me this is where I would be making buys. This is where I'd be making sells. This is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like $1,000 in it, and we're going to see what happens, right? So the profit factor is 1.187. The percent profitable on 2 hours is 37.5. But over here, it's 32.76. Over here, it's 40. On the day chart, it's 62.5% profitable. So that's a pretty decent. That seems like a pretty decent play. So I think I'll set it for a day, and then just kind of let it run long term. Now it'll win some, it'll lose some. You can see the list of the trades over here, and it'll tell you like what it made. Like on this one, it'll tell you when it made the trade, when it exited. It's open. It's down 5%, but it hasn't been stop lossed. This one over here. This one lasted like 4 weeks and was 32% profitable. So I would have pulled in 32% over that period of time. 57.5% total on the run up. So, there's Anna would have lost 24% on this one, 52% on this one, would have made 209% on this one. So, we'll just play with it and see what happens. I might start looking at it that the SMAs, I might change some. The whole idea is the MACD and the SMAs, the 50 and the 200. So I'm trying to make this just a winning trading bot. It may be long term. You know what I mean? Like instead of putting 1,000 in, maybe we go 10,000, maybe go 20,000. Maybe we just hold this thing for a long period of time and just see what happens. Because again, every once in a while, you're gonna get them $209, 209,000 or 209% plays. And then look at all these big plays. This one right here, 3,000%. Imagine, look, imagine taking your 20K that I'm talking about right here and making 30x on it. You know what I mean? So, by the way, move this down to like the 1 hour. So I'm going to run it a bunch of different times. I'm going to test it and test it and test it and test it and just see how it works out over time. And I'm going to keep testing it on the charts until I feel like it's right. I'm not sure at this point whether the SMA. I'm not sure if I want to use the SMA of the 50 and the 200 or not. I'm not. I'm not really convinced that that's the best move. So that's what I'm struggling with right now. So, you know what I mean? I've no idea whether that's the one that I want to go with or not, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I figured it out. And look, if anybody, by the way, if anybody wants to get in on it, I'm going to make this an open thing. Anybody who wants to put in, say 1,000, then, we'll all go in 1,000 and we'll just let this bot run and then we'll all just share in whatever it makes. So, and I've already had like the only reason that I'm saying this right now is because I've already had 4 people reach out and say, "Hey, man, can I give you money to do this with too?" So maybe we'll see what happens on it. So When I'm ready, I'll let you guys know, and then we'll see what happens. So, um, but let's turn that off for now. We're going to minimize that, and then we're going to disable the strategy tester. So, anyway, I think that we look pretty good. I think that we look like we're about to make another little reversal to the positive. I feel like this is not bad for the markets being closed. Now, this I want to point out to you, and this is crazy. So we're going to look at, as you can see right here, these are day charts, by the way. Okay, and then we're going to go from this is the 1 day chart for where we are right now, right? And then we're going to take this over here, and we're going to pop into this one, and we're going to take Bitcoin on the day chart, and we're going to move it all the way over to 2019. And then we're going to start zooming in on 2019. And we're going to get rid of the EMA. We're going to get rid of the VRP because we don't need that. All right, so now this is the run up that we got way back when, right? And I guess I hope when you're looking at this, you're seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. Um, it's this right here. Now remember this. So this is the big move that came off of the last bear market. Okay, so we're in this bear market and it's still sticking down. It's not coming. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything, right? And then all of a sudden, we get this. We get this big move, and this big move is right here. Now, as I kind of play around with it and I move this one around, you can see it. So, okay, so as you can see, this comparison plays favorably. So we're gonna this area right here, including this little top right here, this little area, including this little top right here. Then we had this parabolic move. Then we had a correction. So we had a parabolic move and a correction. Then we had this move and then this downward move. Then we had this move and this downward move. Then we had the big move up. Then we had a move back down. Then we have a big move up and we have a move back down. What does that tell you is about to happen? So it tells me that from here to there, that's about another 15%. So what's about to happen over here? So that's why I think people are pretty bullish about what's happening right now. Now, here's the other thing to remember. Remember how this also happened. Now, here's the reason that you shouldn't have as much concern about that, because look at the date. This is when COVID stopped the world, right? We are running the same pattern that led into when COVID stopped the world. And what it did was this created an opportunity for a big recovery, right? And then all of a sudden we started to inject liquidity into the market. And then, and keep following me here, erase this, because this we're not going to have to worry about coming through on the next one. I don't think so anyway. Anything can happen. But we had massive amounts of liquidity. And you might be saying, yeah, well, America's not doing that. No, but China is, right? So from this little clusterfuck of what's going on right now to the top up here, that was 10x for Bitcoin. I mean, let's call it for what it was. This was a 10x move. Now, do I think we're going to do a 10x move here? No, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to have another just substantial sort of move coming. So that's why I am not really concerned about where we are right now, or what's happening right now. And I think there's a lot of people, if you notice, there's a lot of bearish sentiment out there. And you see that, look, there's a whole bunch of not going to make it. And I don't have to tell you who you are. You know who you are. You know you're not going to make it, right? There's a whole bunch of not going to make it's out there that they can't stop themselves, right? They can't put it in themselves to stop crying or complaining or doing whatever it is that they do to kind of complain about um, uh, they think everything's going down. They think it's a bear market, stuff like that, right? Not going to make it. When everybody is, and look, I know that this is cliched, right? When everybody is bearish, be bullish. When everybody's bullish, be bearish. The reason that the market makers make the market are two things: capital and intuition, right? If I look, if I'm a market maker, right, and I hear everybody super happy with the market, I'm shorting that market. And I'm going to use my capital to make sure that that happens because that's how I make tons of money, right? I'm going to be the one as the market maker that starts to dump and I wreck the price and I make a profit off of it by shorting it, right? And then when everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening," then I settle myself in on a long position and then I start adding capital back into the market, and I'm putting money in for my futures contract, and I'm putting money in for my own to help pump the chart, and I'm making money both ways. I mean, that's what these market makers are doing. So just remember, if you've got people out here all of a sudden that have been bullish for you all this time now telling you, "Oh my God, it's here," they were looking for that anyway. Remember, I was telling you back in December this run was happening. And I also said that we're probably going to continue to see some of this run. So here it is, right here, continuing. Now, again, this will break down here, or it's going to bounce here, come back in here, and we're going to have some fun through this. We'll be bouncing around, doing a whole lot of testing. We may come back through. It may look something like, this kind of shit right here, and it bounces through and it bounces through, and maybe we get up here to the top, and then it's going to come back down. It will come back down. But for right now, it's not coming back down. For right now, this looks like a market that's just going to continue on in a positive direction. And it doesn't matter whether you look at you can look at this way, and you're seeing the same thing. What you're seeing is ranging into these areas. Now, how long do you range before you move? That's the question right now. So, you got a hard move down here. You got a good settlement right there. So, what happened here? You ranged again. You hit that bottom one more time, and then you took off like a rocket. So, if I'm bold, then I'm playing this right around here because maybe this market is still moving with downward to a lower high. I mean, at least it looks like it because it settled over here a little bit higher. Now it's settling down here a little bit lower. So if I'm looking right there, and I'm assuming that it's settled, and I'm not convinced that it's settled yet because we don't have a whole lot of wicking. We just got some sideways action. This is a little, so it's not a big trading volume. So, maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we've got some more upside momentum to go, or maybe this is just settling for now and it's heading back down. So we could be right on it. And if we are, then you can expect that to play down back to 23.7 or 22.7. And then then we get a strong bounce and get one of these strong bounces that takes us back up to that 23.8 level. Again, we probably won't get up here. That might have sailed in the short term until somebody sees a move, a real move, and then we'll have some. Then we'll have a little bit of push in the right direction. Right now, I believe that we are in the start or the dawn of the bull market. That we're still going to have probably some downward momentum coming around the next the next earnings reports in April. I think that's when we're really going to start to face the firing squad of uh, the quantitative tightening that America is going to feel a little bit of pain, and they're going to try to push down and they're going to try to sell down on the market. But at the same time, if they had the power right now, this market would be much lower. I think that the capital being injected into the Asian market right now is about to pump this thing to the moon. Because again, we just looked at 2019 and we look at the 2019 chart, and when the capital got pumped into the market and that market sentiment changed, then the markets just went absolutely out of their minds and pumped like crazy. And I think that we're on the verge of that again. It's just not going to be led by America. So, but you can see what happens when you have that money enter the market, that you get that significant amount and it just goes out of its mind. So hopefully we'll see something. But let me also point out some more good news that we haven't seen in a few days that we're finally starting to see again. And we come over here to Crypti and we look at SHIB and we look at the numbers of holders on SHIB. And we got to hit refresh here. Down 88 in the last hour. Well, you know what? That's what I get for not paying attention. About an hour ago, before we got started, when I was first checking this data out, there were 8 new holders and 57 for the day. So now it's gone back into the negative. So maybe we're wrong, but it looked to me like we were finally moving in a positive direction, and it looked like we probably had a little bit of momentum right here when we were looking at 842. We were at 639. There was 120 more investors, and there was a little bit of sell-off and maybe some market correction on SHIB. Let's go check the chart and see what happened. And yeah, we had a little bit of a sell down happen in the last little while. Otherwise, I would have been pretty bullish on where it was going from there. So it didn't play out to the way that we wished, but it did play out. All right, so as for Terrarium, I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, here's what I'm going to say, right? Let me go over here. We're going to go Coin Market Cap, and we're just going to look at market caps, right? MX, and there's only a few exchanges in America, right? MX token is one of them, and their market cap is 126 million. Fully diluted 570 million. Now, how many tokens is our team here holding on to? I don't know the answer to that, by the way, but as you can see here, they have 100 million in circulating supply right now, and they have 450 million in max and total supply, which means that they've got a huge amount that they're using in order to fund their ventures here, which makes them liquid for about $400 million for MX token. I don't know if Terrarium is going to do the same thing or do it the same way, but we'll get an idea when we start to see them get listed on these places, and we'll see the market cap versus fully diluted. But let's look at what we've got right now. MEXC, I mean, look, not even a year ago, we had no idea who they were, right? Nobody was messing with MEXC. And now it's the number 244th token overall, market cap of 126 million. And it's a centralized exchange, and it does business in the United States. Very few do, right? So what is that worth? Well, Terra has a market cap of 5.84 million right now. So for it to get where that is would be a 25x in order to get to the level of where MEXC is. If it can achieve that, that's 125 million. That means that it could go from where it is right now to just a reasonable crypto exchange, American crypto exchange at 100 million or so market cap, and you would go 20x from where you are right now, which is why I remain bullish on Terra, by the way. Say what you will about some of the ways that they've done business so far, but at some point this thing takes off, because this thing it's an American. If they've gone to the effort and they've put in the millions upon millions of dollars that it's taken, or used it from us to make this thing run, then this thing will run. So if you're crying about it right now, and you're crying about I lost money in the bear market, that's just stupid to me. That look, and you can not like something, and I don't like plenty of things that this team has done, but at the end of the day, It's an America. It's a crypto exchange that is licensed to operate in America and is licensed to operate in a whole bunch of different other places across the world. It's finally making enough money that they're not taking money out of the marketing wallet anymore. So there is some trade volume happening over there. They are housed in India, so they're trading in India, one of the huge markets. They have an office in Dubai, so because they want to have they want to have trading and they want to be in Dubai as well. So put all these things together, and at some point, this thing goes out of its goddamn mind. I mean, guys, you really, if you're fading on on Terra, then I think that at the low price right now, you're making a mistake. Like I think that it's a mistake to go away. And here's the other reason for the reason that I remain super bullish on what is happening right now. They used to have 100 million billion children, whatever tokens. They had, you had to have trillions of tokens to even have like $1,000. It was nonsense. It always has been nonsense. It always will be nonsense, right? Now you have a much smaller supply of tokens. There's only 30 billion total. If you have a market cap of 30 billion, that's $1 a token. You can actually make $1 out of Terra, and you're at 0.0002 right now. So you have 30 billion tokens, and that's enough that you can get listed on exchanges. And that means that Terrarium, if Terrarium has a little bit of success, like let's say, for example, Terrarium is now in the American market. Well, they could start trading coin, they could start trading Crow, they could start trading MX token, they could start trading on all the tokens for exchanges in the country. And then they could say, hey, we'd also like for you to have our token listed over there as well. And then you might do a mutual exchange of tokens. I don't know how these centralized exchanges work, but as you guys have seen, if you go to Coinbase, you don't buy the Binance token, but you buy almost everything else. If you go to Crow, you buy almost everything else. So there's going to be a lot of listings that come with Terra because they're not prohibited to anything. By the way, like they'll pay whatever it takes to get listed. I mean, you got to here's what you got to consider. Um, that whole debacle with Binance.us a long time ago, like they showed us, they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to get listed. So they're willing to throw a bunch of money at this to make this thing moon. So I don't know why anybody in their right mind would bet against it unless you're just a degen and you can't see it. And if it's not for you as an investment, that's fair. Like if you really don't like what this team is about, if you don't like fair enough, right? But to say that it's not going to do anything and it's not going to go anywhere, they're going to throw as much money as it takes because they have as much money as it takes, right? And that benefits me overall. So I'm just going to sit on my bag and wait for a moment and look. If it goes up 20x, if it goes up 5x, I'm good. As long as I get my money back, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? If it gets on a nice little run and 10x's from here, 58 million market cap, still insignificant. When it starts to, it will have a blockchain. When the blockchain is developed and it starts to have dApps running on it and it's a functioning blockchain, it's going to create more value. And they're going to throw money at this project. So I don't mean to be gushing over Terra, by the way, but I just it's just gonna go. It's gonna have a move. So just be ready when it does. And because I've already got a 900. I told you so's in the chamber. All right, so let's get back over here and let's try to close this out. We got about 9 minutes left, 11 minutes left. We got Volt going, starting to move again. Let's go down the list here. We got NGN up 18% on the day. We got BRL up 6% on the day. Floki up 5.7%. I do think Floki's due for a correction to the downside. This has been all too much pressure for the last little while, and this is you're taking advantage of the market turning green. But Floki won't stay like this for much longer. It's got to have a correction. Bone is up to $1.90. Starting to range up here a little bit more again and again and again. We'll see what happens. Deconic at 8.2 cents. WAGMI up 1% at 45.36. Cato down about 0.5%. SHIB 12.47. MMAI 36.92. Lillian down 1%. Saitama down 1.1%. Still buying VZZN, I think it is. CMOS BET is at 18.51. Volt 16.72, and Wiz down to 36.17. And then over here we've got Crow. We've got Ethereum first. And I think Ethereum is going to go along with Bitcoin, by the way. If the capital's coming out, like it looks like we're losing about $2 billion in capital right now on a bit of this might be the new range on this pump. It seems kind of silly to have ended right here. I feel like right here at 23,342 is probably the better number. That's also a symbol of weakness, by the way. And if that's where we end up on this, then and we start moving down a little bit, well, then we're going to have to consider that everything that I'm saying is crazy and that this pump is 100% over. Now, if we're looking at it from a bearish sentiment, then we could be looking at this like right here, pop that up, and then say that this is how it's running right now. And maybe that's why we're getting that, because it's getting close to this right here. It might range sideways a little bit. That's possible. Or it could be that we're looking at it because this is where it actually settles. And ironically, if we come here to where we've got the settling every time, then maybe this is just the high right now. Maybe we are on our way down, and we're going to find out pretty quickly, right? I don't think that this is the case, by the way, even though you see it right here. I don't think this is the case. I don't think that we're going down, down, down. I do think that we have another big move coming. But I mean, I guess you can, make the argument that we are doing this right here. And that being said, it's possible to come down here just a little bit more and test down in this level. Any one of these little spots right here becomes a spot to bounce off of, and then I think we have a big move to the upside, which is it's the only thing. Look at it; it's the only thing that makes sense. Continuing to tell people that all the capital being put into China, all of the lack of restriction, that's the pullbacks on the bans, all of those things. Look, everything that's going on right now is telling me that China is about to pump this market, that the Asian markets are about to erupt into a crypto frenzy, that the regulation and the fear being created in the United States right now is going to cause an enormous problem for the United States as they fall behind second and third world countries because of their lack of clarity in policies that affect cryptocurrency. And I think that Brian Armstrong at this point is agreeing. I think Chris from crypto.com is agreeing. And I think everybody's kind of agreeing right now that what I'm saying is I'm not getting it for myself. This is what they're saying. I'm just kind of aping it to you, that the lack of clarity in the United States is going to be a problem, and it's going to create a massive issue. And the massive issue is going to have to be dealt with pretty soon. Now, that being said, February, in a couple days, the Ethereum goes on to the next testnet, the Goerli testnet, and I think that's going to be the final one before Shangapella is launched and it goes live. When that happens, that's going to be a gigantic sell-off moment. So here's where you should. This is one thing that I guess I should point out, because I would be real concerned about it right now to think about, and that would be if there's a if there's no pump here, and even if we just consider here, if we get on a crazy pump at this moment and get to 1680, let's just call it that before we get to the launch, or even somewhere up here at the local high 17 something, then we're still going to have a sell off, right? And the sell off will bring it down, 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 down. Well, if we don't have a pump, then we're still going to get a sell down, and that means that we're going to be exploring some lows down here that we probably don't want to explore unless we start seeing some serious pump coming into Ethereum. So, we're going to see very, very soon what this market is really made of. And, as I keep talking, we just watched another $1 billion get pumped into the market, and it seems to be moving along again. I think that perhaps it might sit in this little channel here, but I don't know for sure. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I don't know. So we'll see. DJ Legends in the house. What's going on, man? Uh, Yeah, tomorrow, biggest community buyback at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Expect NGN to pump hard. Look, there's a lot of help coming around NGN. And by the way, I have asked, I don't know if anybody has mentioned this. I don't know if they did it in chat or anything like that. If you're not, by the way, into some of these altcoins, this is your first time checking me out. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you guys. I have a bunch of different little projects that I'm in. You can see up here at the top, we got Volt, we've got Crypto.com, we've got Metapolitans, we've got over on this side, we've got This is Bull Run Life, and over here, or I'm sorry, this is NGN. God damn it, it looks like a bull and it messes me up every time. So we got NGN right here, and then we've got Deconnect, which is my education channel. So if you want to go check out any one of those, most of the descriptions are down in the thing down below. And if you're Volt, Volt is about to get listed on 3 top 10 exchanges. The team behind it have already kind of confirmed that that's getting ready to happen, and it's been over a year now, and they've never lied to their people. They've never misled anybody, and they have always delivered. So I would expect that Volt, which has a 13% tax in and a 13% tax out, by the way. So go in, do your own research on that, because that's a high tax, because the whole idea behind Volt is a long-term hold. So if you, yeah, a matter of fact, DJ, I redid the video with my own music on it, and I sent it to Voltoshi, and he loved it. But anyway, so Volt is going to get on a run. All-time high in a couple of days. Now their all-time high is only 2x from where it is right now because they've been pumping super hard, but the all-time high is probably something that's coming very soon. NGN, same thing, probably coming. It's the one up here, probably coming in the next. I don't know. Like that's very difficult to say. Um, Look, some people are look. Some people are scared to hold. Um, and you should recognize, if you haven't already, uh, wealth is not for everybody. Um, in the meme coin space, very difficult. So, and until you break out of the meme coin, uh, until you break out of that real meme coin sort of space, that's what you are until you become something else. And it's very hard to hold on to something when you see it pumping, right? Because, a couple days ago, I mean, you can look at any one of these charts, right? A couple days ago, if you sold your SHIB at 13 something, um, you can use simple mathematics on this too, by the way. If you had decided just over here, if you had bought in this range here where you kind of are right now, and it pumped up here to this 13 or 1400, and this is not even the big pump, right? But if it just pumped up here, then you probably would have made a couple $100, could have let it, you could have sold it or so most of it, let it come down, held on to your main bag, and then played a dip and started to accumulate more. And you had plenty of opportunity to accumulate more, and you're on the bottom right now. So if you get one of these big pops and it runs up to 1584, I mean, you might be adding 1,000, 2,000 to your bag in the long term. Just remembering that this line right here had been pretty consistent until right here. But this red line seems to be a pretty solid uh, support and resistance kind of area. So, and it was kind of setting up for that big explosion. But look, Shibarium's coming any day now. We're going to see something. Shaitoshi just put the third dot uh, on his profile on Twitter, and it when you have three dots, that usually that usually represents when it's time to go, right? So, uh, who knows? Who knows? We'll look at it in hindsight and we'll say, "Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense to have 9 dots or something like that," but it doesn't, right? It should be 3 dots and you're ready to go. 1, 2, 3, go. So we should see something about Shibarium. Like if we get an announcement on Shibarium and people start hearing it and be like, "Oh my God, they got their own blockchain," then I mean, where do we explore new highs? By the way, I bought the other day. Because, like, I kinda thought, like, same thing. I'm like, "Jesus Christ, like, this thing is gonna pump." And I was thinking that it was gonna pump up here to, like, 28, so I bought another 209,000,000, SHIB. So now I have because I only had, like, 45,000,000 before, so now I have, like, 255,000,000 SHIB or something like that. If I get an early if I get to see an early peak that it's happening, then, from this point right here, I would buy another. I'd be a ship billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, because I would figure if nothing else, it's going to pump 10, 20, 30%, right? It should be good for it. Should be good for a nice little pump if we've got some Shibarium. The question right now is not whether or not, it's going to pump. It's going to pump. And whether or not we're going to hit a huge little run. The question is, are we at the bottom for that run at this moment? So at this moment, is this a good accumulation period, or is this, we're about to go down a little bit more because we've already broken out of that trend line, right? So I don't know how you feel about SHIB, but that's kind of what it looks like for me. Look at that. God damn it. There we go. All right, we'll share the screen. Anyway, but as you can see, like, we've got there's a big move coming on SHIB. It's just a matter of when we see it. So, yeah. And then Crow 79.5, MX. I got MX up here, by the way, which is pumping, as a matter of fact. And since I'm going to be partnering with these guys, they're going to be up here too. MX is pumping to. And by the way, look at this goddamn chart for this year. Like, MX has been just an outstanding performer overall. We got this is December 31st. Where's that at? Right here. So it ran up 76% for MX. Like, good for you guys. It's up 55% on the year. So I that is no small feat, by the way. So anyway, that's where we are. So yeah, Australia in the house, Louisiana in the house. Uh-oh, we got the Farers in the house. 1/5 of a penny, and I'm good with shipping. You know what? You know what? Jesus Christ. If I was just kidding at one point because somebody told me, I think it was Austin Hilton. I saw a video one time and said you need 30 million SHIB because years from now, when it's a penny or something like that, it's going to be life changing money. So I was like, you know what? I can do 30 million. So I had 30 million. Then I was like, you know what? Let me just get a little bit more because I don't think he's right. I think there's some money, there's some opportunity there. So I'm going to get just a little bit more. And I was like, yeah, let's just do that. And then the other day it was at 1220, and I was like, you know what, at 1220, I'm a buyer. Let's just buy 200 million more. So it was like 1.6 ETH or something like that. I was like, you know what, why the hell not? Let's let it run and let's see what happens. And if I make just a little bit off of it, then I'll be fine. You know, hopefully I can catch a top and let it run. So, um, Pennsylvania, Pennsyltucky. Was it Pennsyltucky? Yeah, it sure was. That's a chick from Orange is the New Black. Pennsyltucky. Yeah, that's what I think. Like 50 million or something is probably going to be the best for me. So I've got 200 million that I'm going to play with. And by the way, let's come over here. I'm going to show you guys my station account. Station. All right. So I have 870,000 lunk, and then I have what I have that's staked, right? And my delegations of staked are, where the hell is that, by the way? There we go. So I have 10 million, then I have 598,000 undelegate shutting down. So I got to undelegate those. And we got to submit that one. We got to do all of it. And we're going to have to undo that one for a little bit. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, so we got to take care of that one for right now. You know what? Let's redelegate it. Let's redelegate. Oh, so never mind. Jesus Christ, I hate this goddamn place. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna redelegate in just a little bit. Um, so now I'm gonna have to wait 21 days, but that's okay. That's okay. Um, I'll just mess with it later. But now I have like 12 million total tokens where I started with 10 million. And it's just because I was flipping USTC to Luna Classic and then Luna Classic back to USTC. And then I was just trying to play pumps back and forth. No money involved, just to see what happens. And so I've gone from 10 million to 12 million. So, whew. All right. So, um, yeah. So if you're into, um, any thoughts on Ethan? Dude, me and Steve, we've been doing that for most of this. I think we're about to pump a little bit harder. I don't think that we're done yet. And I don't think that we're done yet, not because I see an indicator that tells me anything other than at this moment we're about to pump. Uh, what I think, though, is if everybody who's an analyst was right all the time, then these markets would be full of everybody here be rich, right? And everybody here be tipping me hundreds of dollars. Do you know what I mean? Uh, because if they were always right, we'd all be playing them. We'd all be playing their moves, and more often than not, you're getting wrecked by watching them. And hey, look, you're gonna get wrecked by watching me too, because you're gonna look at this video and I'm saying, hey, you know what? You should be buying Bitcoin right now. Or I'd be thinking, like, you should be buying Ethereum right now. And you're going to see it 6 hours from now after it's already bumped up. And then you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I should be doing that. You're going to look at the chart. And then you're going to end up losing money. And you're going to be like, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Well, I did in my mind when I was looking at it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll just tell you, yeah, you should have bought like 3 hours ago. Just because sometimes we're looking at it and we're not seeing it when it happens or something like that, or I'm doing something and we don't catch it at the moment. But generally speaking, as long as we catch it at the right time, then we're going to bring it to you and we're going to see what happens. But yeah, listen, if you're into if you're into Volt, then Volt is a great play. If you're into BRL, great play. If you're into NGN, great play. Deconnect, great play. Long-term plays. Terra, if you can stop watching Twitter or something, then maybe Terra's a good play. You just have to not listen to them for a while. Um, uh, and there's plenty of them out there. I am no longer in Hulk Inu, by the way. I took all my Hulk out, and that's what I swapped for Shib. Not that I don't believe in baseball or that I don't believe in the Hulk uh, ecosystem or the people or anything like that. Just that at this point, I think that Shib is getting ready to run, and I had to make a decision on where I was going to pull a couple ETH from in order to make that play on Shib. So that's where it happened to come from. So I still got my Wiz bag. I still got Bet. Still got Pro X token on the Polygon. Or oh my god, I just said Polygon. Um, Not on Polygon, on the BNB chain. So yeah, over here on BNB, there's a couple of them that I was watching, and of course I didn't save them because why would I? Oh shit, that's not how it does it. Saved from BNB. There we go. I've got Rise Up V2 here, which doesn't seem to be doing anything. Somebody told me it was going to, so I thought that it was gonna. But Pro X right here having a nice little, looks like a nice little recovery from some downward pressure for over the last couple days. This is no, this is a 1 hour chart. So yeah, it looks like it's going to need a little bit of help. They're making a movie, by the way. So this is a horror movie token. So um, we should be seeing something. Floki CEO, by the way, is now trending #1 on Dex Tools. So just in case you're looking to get wrecked, I have the token for you. There it is. Floki CEO. Now let's see what it is. Floki CEO, a meme token, community driven, cannot be controlled by anyone. And okay, so it's just another token that's named after Elon Musk's dog. So, oh my God, it's just crazy. But that's our crypto. Anyway, all right, guys, that's it. I just really want to let you know what was going on with Bitcoin. We got sidetracked with some other stuff here. Um, so, uh, look, I think this market is going to continue to pump. It looks like we're in better shape than what some of these guys are saying, or at least if we're not in better shape, we're not in as bad a shape as most people would have you believe. There is still going to be some downside. We still have some pain to endure with. We still have some pain to endure. I mean, you can kind of look at the market and you can tell that there's it's only going to last for so long. I mean, we're in this downward channel, right? Which means that it's going to break to the upside because that's what these channels do. So the question now is, can we get back into this golden pocket and start breaking some of those shorts down? And if we can do that, we're going to be great. If we can't do that, then we're going to be screwed. You know, like that's just the way that it's going to be. But again, from 2019, 2023, the same pattern has emerged. However, we don't have we don't have COVID going to hit us in, what is it, 4 months from where this is happening. So if we continue with what we're doing, then based on the fractals that played out years ago, here we are. The same play is about to happen. So, and as a matter of fact, you can see, by the way, how crazy this fractal is. If you were to come over here and let's zoom back in. And you can see here like how this thing played out. And then let's just take this and take it up to the top here. And then we're going to move this all the way over just because I can't help myself. I just got to be a dick sometimes, right? Like this is, see how well this kind of matches up, right? And we're going to match up where we are right now. And you can see right there, like it's not perfect, but it's not bad, right? Like let's look at this right here. And you can see here, we've had this downward pressure. Now, the difference here is they did not have the FTX collapse, right? So they just ranged down like this, or you can make the argument here that this should have been, whoops, this should have been up here kind of like this, and we probably should have pumped a little bit higher already, so that's the cost of that move right there. But the move itself, the big move up right here, happened exactly as it was supposed to. It didn't happen exactly the same here, but it also got into this range as it was supposed to. And at this point, it would have actually popped those. It would actually pop those shorts that are inside that golden pocket. And there are some futures that are still sitting in that range, by the way. So it would have popped that already. But I mean, you can see how similar this entire play out is to where we were and where we are, and that means that this next move is up. And are we going to get to 40 or 44,000 or 36,000? Probably not. Like that seems crazy to me. But it doesn't mean that we don't go to this. Then we get popped through here. We get a little resistance over here. And then I need a volume profile over here on the right so you guys can see it. Visible range, volume profile. And then we want to take that volume profile and 256. And you can see there, that's that golden pocket right there with no volume right there. And then we get up, maybe into this little area right here, 31.1. That seems to be where we probably reach the top. This could also act as the top as well. So, but that's it, guys. That's where we are. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what happens. This is not financial advice. My name is Bleaves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget the Donald.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the Bleaves Crypto YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald out.
If you ain't watching me, you ain't living bigly. All right, guys, we'll talk to you again soon.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining.